Killing pain. The one thing that nobody wants but everybody gets is pain. And no pain is more terrible than when a doctor cuts open your body for an operation. Today we don't feel any pain during an operation. The sick person falls into a kind of sleep, and when he awakes the operation is finished. But some years ago it was not so simple. The sick person had to feel all the pain of the operation. The doctor had to work with the terrible cries of the sick man ringing through his ears. The patient writhed in pain from side to side as his flesh was cut open for the operation. He had to be tied to the operating table with long straps. So a great need was felt to discover some good anesthetic. In 1772, Joseph Priestley, an English chemist, discovered a gas which is now called laughing gas or nitrous oxide. This gas produces a kind of hysteria. It is a state in which a person loses control of his emotions and starts crying or laughing. In 1845, an American dentist named Horace Wells noticed the pain-killing properties of this gas. He decided to try an experiment on himself. He asked a friend to help him. Wells inhaled some of the gas and his friend pulled out one of Wells's teeth. Wells felt no pain at all. He had lost a perfectly good tooth, but he was delighted. Now, nobody would feel any pain while having a tooth pulled out, he thought. After some days, Wells demonstrated this way of pulling out teeth to some teachers and students. He didn't know exactly how much gas should be given, and he gave less than he should have. The man whose tooth was being pulled out cried out in pain, and Wells became a laughing stock. He tried again, but this time he gave too much of the gas and the man died. Thus, the laughing gas did not prove a good anesthetic. In 1846, William Thomas Morton, another American dentist, used ether as an anesthetic and removed a tumor from a patient's jaw. About this time, Robert Liston of England also used ether as an anesthetic. He amputated a patient's leg in 26 seconds. There was not a sound from the sick man, and after becoming conscious, he asked, "When are you going to begin?" Now, all the doctors started using ether as an anesthetic. But ether was not a perfect anesthetic. It had a bad smell, and its effects on the sick man were also not good. In 1847, Dr. James Young Simpson of Scotland discovered a new anesthetic called chloroform. It was a liquid that gave off a kind of vapor. Then he and his two friends began to inhale the vapor that rose from the glass. When they had inhaled it for some time, the three men became unconscious. It was as though they had fallen fast asleep. They saw nothing, heard nothing, and felt nothing. It was Simpson who came to first. He was happy to find that the chloroform had done him no harm. But he had to wait and see what it had done on his friends. Soon they too recovered one after the other and said that they were feeling quite well. Thus, Simpson discovered how operations could be made completely painless. But most doctors refused to use it. They said that they didn't know what injury it might do to the patient's health. In 1853, he was lucky to have a very rare opportunity. Queen Victoria allowed chloroform to be given to her before an operation. She felt no pain at all and got great relief. She congratulated Simpson on his remarkable achievement. Now, doctors everywhere began to use chloroform for the operation. However, chloroform was subsequently found dangerous and is no longer used as an anesthetic. In modern times, some new anesthetics have been developed. They are not all gases. Some are liquids and can be given through injections. And there is no need to make a person unconscious for all operations. The modern anesthetics are divided in three categories: local, spinal, and general. A general anesthetic puts the patient to sleep and is used for major operations only. A spinal anesthetic is given in surgery on the lower abdomen or legs. Injected into the spinal cord, it abolishes sensation in the lower part of the body, but the patient remains awake and fully conscious during the operation. A local anesthetic removes sensation only in that part of the body which is being operated on. Doctors give local anesthetics in minor cases such as swelling up, small cuts or opening an abscess. Dentists can use it before extracting a patient's teeth. Thus, the pain of operations has at last been killed. The sick man can talk to a friend while the doctors are cutting open a part of his body.